Alright. Welcome to Tales from the Black Tower, a solo D&D game currently following Tobias Vandermill, Human Wizard. I'm Body and I'll be your player dungeon master. And I'm figuring out this live stream stuff to see what the deal is with that. When last we left our adventure, they actually had just gone through a goblin and a hobgoblin troll somewhere in the wilderness outside of the witch's hut that they're trying to find as some way to see if it can help or have an effect on the creation of the road through the wilderness that Tobias is currently investigating. What happened last session, though, was we learned a couple things about what happened to Kaz and Dealian after Kaz was taken back to Dealian's lair. Kaz said some prayers and prayed to his god, the god of thievery, who in response turned Kaz and the horde of Dealian, the dragon, the silver dragon, invisible. But now we're that's one of the cool things about the Mythic GM Emulator is that it's able to have scenes that aren't focused on the main characters that can still inform the world, still inform things that might influence the overall story, but isn't directly engaging with the main characters. But now that was an interrupt scene as far as the fate chart and all that goes, and now we are coming up to the witch's hut. I'll put that behind the DM screen right there. And the way I figured I could do this is to roll on the event action and meaning tables, because we know we're coming up to this witch's hut, and we sort of I used the action and subject to sort of inform this picture of superfluous laborer, but then now we're actually coming up to it in the session, and we're going to roll a couple D100s. So the first 69 is going to be Ruin. Oh, we already have that. That was one of the prompts that led to the invisibility. It was Ruin Riches. 87. Ruin Magic. So I think that means that the witch's hut is ruined. And I think it's ruined because of the magic. The witch's hut had some sort of event happen to it that made it what's that? That made it like maybe there was an alchemical explosion or something like that that destroyed the hut. So I guess the question is the hut actually still there? I think that's 50-50. We're at Chaos 4. Is the hut still there? This is actually a low chance of actually happening. 2, not only is it there, that's a hell yes. So the hut is definitely there, and Ruin. How can you ruin magic and the hut is still there? So I think the hut is uninhabitable for people because of the ruin magic, but the hut is still there, and it's like the hut is still there. I was thinking it was going to be destroyed, but the hut is still there, and it's going to be like it's teeming with magical with obvious magic. How about that? Obvious magic. Okay, so then what's the nature of the magic? We've got... And then I think it's a witch's hut. There's obviously this stuff hanging around. there's weird auras emanating. It's like the aurora borealis around the whole thing. And we are going to say, what is there anyone around that looks like the person who lived there? I think that's 50-50. I want to say it's likely, but I don't know. 9. So yes, okay. So there's that tells me that there's you know the witch's hut has like this radius around it, maybe 100-foot radius, where there's like random sparks going off everywhere. It's like people are casting prestidigitation everywhere. There's maybe things phasing in and out of the dimensional existence or something like that. But it's not something. It's something that's sort of contained. Maybe there's something that caused it inside of the hut that is, um, making that stuff emanate out from it. And what we asked that, is there someone here? So yes. And what what I think is going to happen is that it's the inhabitant of the hut, and they're trying to reclaim the hut from whatever magic it is that happened here. So they're focused on investigating the different magic and trying to get in there. So I'm gonna say that Tobias and oh buddy, Tobias Tobias and Morning's Breath approach this person, and now we get to find out who they are, which means rolling on the table. First of all, is it a man or woman? Even is going to be men, so it's a lady, so it's a witch. And this NPC, let's see. The first D100 talks about the NPC modifier, which is a 100. Wow, okay. So that's confident. She's confident. She's confident. A confident outlaw. That makes sense for being a witch, right? Confident outlaw. Her motivations. Do we get to know her motivations right now? I think we already know enough about her motivations for the time being. There we go. And now we get a NPC name generator. I think what? Xanathar's? Xanathar's has that? Yeah. Let's go with Greek female. Her name is Electos. No, Ayla. Ayla? Aella. Ayla. So, Tobias and Morning's Breath meet Ayla, and they find that she is, trying to contain the magic around her hut. The question I have is she, even though she's, distracted by the situation she's in currently, she still could be hostile to the pair of them, right? So I think we want to figure out what her bearing relating to the pair is. And so that's a D100 once again. I would say she's starting off as a cautious person. So I've got this table from, and loved, like she's just like a super friendly person. If it's 7 to 16, friendly is 9 through 20, peaceful is 12 to 25, completely neutral 16 to 30, distrustful 19 to 46, hostile 25 to 61, hated 31 to 69. What happens past 69 is the question for me. We'll figure it out. So 3, not okay. That's good for us. That's the weird thing though. It's like 3 isn't even through the 7 to 16. But I think very clearly she's a very friendly lady. She's very friendly. She's a confident outlaw, but she's like, and because of that, we don't really need to figure out what her power level is in relation. If they were going to fight, we would need to figure out if she's like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But we don't have to worry about that now. So, Tobias and Morning's Breath. Come upon the witch's hut. Is teeming with energy. Teeming with magical energy. Let me bring this over here. They meet Ayla, and I think the question I have is she sort of just like a stereotypical looking, like black clothes, big hat, there's a cat around, maybe there's bats somewhere, I don't know. I think that's an interesting question to ask. 50-50, 35% chance. 74, so she's not like a stereotypical witch. And I think that what that says to me is like she's not an evil person. She's at least neutral. That's I think also informed by the fact that she's pretty friendly. And now I think basically what they're gonna do, what Tobias is gonna say, is like, "Hey, I'm a wizard. What can I do to help with the investigation or this the resolution of the wild magic around the area?" He's gonna try to figure out what he can do to help in order to maybe get her help with building his bridge. Literally building bridges, right? So then that brings us to the question of what is the nature of why the area is all messed up with magic. I mean, I think it's pretty clear she did something. She was doing some sort of experiment. Part of me wants to roll on the event action and subject table again to try to get that answer. I mean, what's the word? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we get something that makes sense. So action. This is we're rolling to try to figure out what caused the area of intense magical energy emanation from her hut. And that's 40. 40 is going to be postpone. And then 35. Postpone legal matters. I'm having a hard time figuring. Let's see. That doesn't seem like something. Postpone legal matters. What kind of legal matters would she want to be postponing that she would be casting spells that would become uncontrolled? I think, okay. So postpone is dealing with time, right? I think she had some sort of legal matters. Maybe she, demons and stuff make contracts with people, right? So I think she's made some sort of deal with a demon, and this isn't something she's revealing to Tobias and Morning's Breath, but it's something I want to add to the threads. And she gets added to the cast as well. Aella, yeah. Aya. Hold on, here we go. And then here in the threads we have Ayla. Ayla has a contract, some sort of contract with a demon. We don't know the nature of it. We don't know anything about it. Tobias and Morning's Breath don't actually even know, but this is what caused this whole area. No, it informed what happened. So what happened is Ayla was coming upon a deadline or something related to the contract, and she needed more time to do something. And in order to try to postpone the due date for whatever it was happening with the demon, she was trying to do some time magic to be like, oh, turn back time a day or something. And in doing so, she made some sort of what's the word for contradiction? One of those time travel problem things. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And basically, the way the universe resolved that is like, or maybe it's still in the process of being resolved, right? But it basically unleashed this wild magic around the area. Let's put that away. And so now the question is, what is the nature of this magical age? Right? I think we've seen that there's just crazy stuff going on, but it's a pretty large area. Let's see this. What's the distance here? So we're gonna say these two are about here. It's about 100 feet. We're gonna say this is Ayla. So they're sort of standing just inside the magical aura area, trying to figure out what's going on, or she's been figuring out what's going on. Does she have any answers? Does Ayla have any answers as far as what is going on? I think. Maybe, is that the right question? Is this something that just happened? No, I think the question is, does she have any answers? Does she know much about this? I think instead what we're going to do is we're going to roll Arcana for her. And then based on that, 15, I think that's kind of likely. Because she rolled a 15, I think it's going to be... Oh, but it's a 15 plus whatever she is. She's a witch, so she probably has intelligence, so that's at least +2, probably proficiency, another +2, so that's a 19. So I think that's going to be very likely that she knows something about what's going on. And so that's going to be a 75%. 25, yeah. She's maybe was trying to... Maybe she actually successfully postponed whatever it was that was going on. Like, maybe she actually is from the future a week from now, and she's trying to get this figured out. I like that idea. I like that. Oh, wait, 25. No, it's 10. Shit. So that's yes. So definitely okay. So she definitely knows what's going on. Like, I think the question now, I think, is she a wizard or is she a witch? Or is she a wizard or is she a sorcerer? I think she's a wizard. I think that is that even something that I think we need to roll? Let's roll. I think it's a near sure thing. 85%. Oh my god, 99. So she's a source. 97, same thing. Wow, 97 is the cutoff for fuck no. She's definitely not a wizard. Are there other options? Is she a sorcerer? I like to think. Okay, so she's a sorcerer. That's how she got into the um, the magical stuff. But I think because of I think she's an older witch, an older sorceress, um, and that's why she like knows so much because she's got a lot of experience with doing magic stuff. And I mean, being an older witch, I think makes sense. Um, okay. So she's an older lady. I think she's got a decent intelligence and arcana. So I mean, maybe she's not as high intelligence as a wizard. I kind of like the idea. I'm I want to do this as like a 50-50, like a somewhat likely, because I think it sort of shakes out to, if she's doing deals with demons and stuff and trying to play with time magic, I feel like she's got some experience and got some knowledge along in like magic and how it works outside of just being a sorcerer who knows how to do their own spells. So I feel like maybe she's multi-class or something like that. Maybe she's just knowledgeable about magic in general. Um, oh, excuse me. Okay, the thing that I was thinking though is what about being a sorceress who uses intelligence instead of charisma? I think that would be a neat thing. Um, so I'm gonna say it's 50-50. Um, should it be? No, I'm gonna say it's likely. So it's a 55%. 57, so no, okay. So she's definitely a sorceress. Um, as far as using charisma. Sorceress. But she definitely does have some knowledge. We're gonna leave it as an open question as the multi-classing because that's one of the things about sorceresses or sorcerers. I don't know, they don't really have the same sort of spell access to magic, right? In the same way that wizards do, right? Whereas wizards can sort of learn stuff. I like the idea of wizards and sorcerers. They can do some sort of like being really limited as I don't like the idea of being really limited as like, oh, you can only do this magic. You know, you're a level 1 sorcerer, you can literally only do these 4 spells, right? I like the idea that if you maybe you wouldn't work in a combat scenario, right? But like you have access to magic and you can like that's the whole point of making magic items when you're a higher level or something is like you can create magic out of create magic stuff and effects out of what is the magic in the universe rather than just like, oh, I can only make a fireball bolt. Um, but I think that is related to intelligence rather than charisma. So I think she's a high charisma sorceress, but she does have a decent intelligence, which is what she uses for Arcana in order to be able to do a lot of this extra magic stuff, being an alchemist or something, whatever it is. All right, cool. So the next question is, what do they do? So I think she's out on the sort of outside rim of the magic area for a reason. I think it's important to figure out like what power level she is. No, I don't think. No, it's not. It's not that. Not that relevant. So I think, Tobias, one of his thing is ridiculous confidence, and so Tobias sort of just like stands around, looks what's going on, takes off his bag, and says to Morning's Breath, is like, this is basically a hold my beer type of thing, right? No, but he's gonna say to Morning's Breath, is like, after getting the explanation from Ayla, he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go check this out. He walks forward, and hold on. This is, I think, a good opportunity to do an AI image. So we're gonna have, what is it? It is a hut, witch's hut. Witch's hut. Hut surrounded by magical energy. I like watercolor because I think it looks cool. Like the image I've got here is a watercolor. I use the watercolor tag. Let's see. I don't know what the difference between these sampling methods is. And so the hope here is we get something that looks cool. Is it even going? Hold on. Yeah, it's going, okay. I think the first one you do when you reload it. Oh, look at that. That's alright. Witch's hut. Witch hut. Maybe that'll let's try a couple. What about a witch tower? Maybe it's not so much a tower. Witch tower surrounded by magical auras. Let's try that. Surrounded by magical, colorful magical auras. Ooh, look at that. Little mushroom things with birds. I think I'm gonna go back to witch hut. And we're gonna do 3 this time. There we go. But anyways, Tobias, yeah, essentially he's just gonna be like, all right, I see what's going on. That doesn't look too dangerous. And he's gonna he's gonna do a an Arcana check. His disposition is to be like, that's not a big deal. But let's do an Arcana check. He's got plus. Oh, that's I was like, he definitely doesn't have a 13 intelligence. He's got plus 6, so he's got a 15 Arcana. Let's see one of these. I kind of like this one. Let me take a moment here. There we go. The updated Witch's Hut. I like how it's got like the blue roof and the well-lit doorway. But okay, so Tobias rolled a 15 on his Arcana. He sort of sees like, okay, I think, is he right as far as there not being too much danger? I think it's unlikely. I think he's being a little overconfident. But we're gonna say it's unlikely. So is he right about the danger? 66. No, he's not right. Oh, and that's, oh shit. That's great. So that's 66 when you roll doubles on a fate chart roll. It's a random event that happens, which is cool. Oh wait, no, but it's okay. When you roll doubles, there's a chance of a random event happening, and the digit you roll on the fate D100 roll has to be equal or less than the chaos level, which is 4. So we don't have a random event. Anyways, I feel like I'm bad at recognizing when those doubles happen. So we don't have a random event, and he is wrong about the danger. The question I think I have with regard to Morning's Breath is, I think Morning's Breath is going to do an insight. 14. In order to, because I think he sort of is like spooked out by this a little bit, and he's just like, just to see that Tobias is being a little too overconfident for what's actually happening. Oh, he's not proficient, and his insight is -2, so 12. No, I feel like no. Morning's Breath is just like, yeah, he's just gonna go in there. I trust him. He's got the magic. um, and so yeah, Tobias heads forward and walks into. I'm pretty sure like Ayla is for sure gonna like protest in some way, but Tobias is far past. He's like 20 foot in by the time she realizes what's going on. She was maybe reading something in her note, and he's just walking. I think the question is, I think does he get to the hut without something happening to him? I think it's 50-50. I don't know. Does he get to the hut? 30. Yeah, he does. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so he's just like walking up. There's it's things like prestidigitation, like flashes of light, sparks flying everywhere, aurora borealis, waves of energy and different classes of magic and stuff going all around him. He's just like, well, whatever, that doesn't hurt anything. He actually walks up to the hut and like turns around and looks at them and is like, what? um and yeah, what he's gonna do is he's gonna try the door. He's gonna open the door and be like, the question is there something, essentially it's a trap, but is there a magical thing about the door? And I don't think he's gonna look for traps or anything. I think he's just gonna be like, this ain't shit. But is there something magical about the door that he? Fuck. I would have said 50-50. And that would have been a 35%, 42. So no, he opens the door and goes inside, and the other two are sort of just sitting there. Oh, it's like, oh, what shit. I guess the question I have though is, he's opened the door and gone inside. Is it does does Ayla and does Morning Breath follow him into the hut? Like, do they realize, oh shit, he's gonna need some sort of help, probably, or is it something that he goes and does by himself? I think it's 50-50. I don't know. Do they follow him? Nope. 82. All right. So we now are in the hut with Tobias, where there's this magical anomaly that's taking place. And he sort of, what I want to do here is I want to roll again on the act. It scared the shit out of me. My headphones told me about low battery. It fucking spooked me a bit. Anyway, what was I saying? I think we want to do an event, action, and subject roll to try and figure out what the nature of, because this is the nature of the magical portal or whatever that's in the hut, that is the epicenter of all of the magical stuff that's going on. So the portal is, I had half a mind to roll this like an NPC. I think that could be an interesting way to do it too, like as if the portal's an NPC. I don't know. Ooh, but 4, okay. 4 would be fight. Fight new ideas. So for this portal, we're fighting new ideas. A fight of new ideas, maybe. So the thing that I think will be interesting, I think, so the sorcerer class thing in the player's handbook has this whole list of wild magic surges. So what I think is there is a fight going on with new ideas, and that is manifesting in some of these like wild magic surges. And what I'll try to do is like see if there's any way to spice them up a little bit. But then again, I've never played a wild magic sorcerer, so maybe this is new to me. So yeah, basically when Tobias goes in and closes the door behind him, he sees a wild magic surge inside the hut. And what is that surge? It's 7. Oh fuck. As soon as he opened, so the door itself wasn't closed. But as soon as he closes the door, a fucking fireball goes off inside the hut. Oh fuck. Oh Jesus Christ. Because that's what the wild magic surge is. You cast fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself. I don't know that it's centered on him, but oh fuck. I'm gonna spice him up a little bit. It'll be fine. So he's gonna need to make a dexterity save. The DC, we're just gonna go off of his DC. He fucking walks into it. He's like, oh no, it's all good, don't worry about it. Jesus Christ, he might be funny. There we go, fireball. 8d6 fire damage. Oh baby. Okay, so I kind of want to see if he rolls his save first. But it's DC 14, and he's got a +1 dexterity, but that's all he's got. Oh come on. Oh man, just on the cusp. Okay, so he fails to save. He's gonna eat an entire fucking fireball. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, that's 9 of them. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Ooh. Ooh, buddy. Oh, man. 31. 2 7s, a 1. That's a... No, 2 7s, 2 1s. That's sort of average, I think, right? 3, 4, 5. That's kind of average. But Tobias also only has 30 hit points. So he fucking walks into this hut. He's like, this ain't no big deal. Boom! Fucking fireball this. Alright. Good job. Good. Oh man. Anyways, I mean, wow. Okay. So, Tobias closes the door, and just a heartbeat later, there's this boosh sound coming from inside of the hut. Tobias goes down. He's at 0. And they obviously hear it, right? They're only like 100-ish feet away, and Morning's Breath definitely, like, they've been, they've been adventuring together for probably not about a week now, maybe a little less than a week. So they're familiar with each other. They're not maybe best buds, but they're compatriots. But Morning's Breath is like, oh fuck, he's like running up to help him. The question is, does Ayla help him? I think that's 50-50. I don't know. Could go either way. 35, 36, so no. So Ayla stays back. There's a fireball, and then Morning's Breath helps. And yeah, he's a tabaxi, so he can actually be there within a round. Because he doubles his speed. So he can actually fucking... That's hilarious. Because he can double his speed up to 60. And then dash. The question is, he's gonna go up. So Morning's Breath, yeah, he's gonna go up and run to the hut. They're actually about 90 feet in because they weren't outside of the radius of the magic. He gets his free item interaction, I guess, to open the door. I'm not sure exactly how that works, if that's exactly how it works. But then he's going to just try to drag Tobias out, or is he going to try to get him up? No, he's going to use his action. Does he have a bonus action? Hold on. Is Healing Word a bonus action? Yes. So Morning's Breath is able to. He's going to come up. I totally lost the page. Tobias he bolts forward, runs up, opens the door, sees Tobias laying there charred and bloody. Hits him with a Healing Word with his bonus action. Sort of say, yeah, comes in, says a little prayer. 1d4 plus spellcasting. So it's gonna be. So Tobias is now at 7? No. He's only got +2, +3, so 5. So Tobias is conscious now, but he's fucking laying on the ground. And I think... Yeah, Morning's Breath had to use his dash action in order to get in there. So he's able to get up to Tobias and try to pick him up. The question is, are these magical wild surges happening every round? Like, is it the magical entity or whatever is happening in the hut just going popping off? I think that's 50-50. I don't know. Do they pop off every round? 14. Yes. Okay. Oof. So yeah. Well, that means let's roll initiative. Well, no, there's gonna be one more wild magic surge inside, and I think it's fair to say that this was triggered by Tobias being in there, because obviously, as he was walking up, there wasn't anything going on, and there was a reason why Ayla is standing outside. That being a magic user maybe does something by going in there. That's just speculation at this point. But we've got another Wild Magic Surge happening. 48. A unicorn controlled by the DM appears in a space within 5 feet of you, and then disappears 1 minute later. Okay. So yeah, as Tobias is laying there and Morning's Breath is getting ready to pick him up and drag and help him away from a unicorn just sort of appears. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, like, is this unicorn gonna help? It's controlled by the DM, so I could just say, yeah, it's gonna help. But I like doing the rolling. I think it's somewhat likely, so we're just gonna go with 50-50. 37. So yeah, basically what happens is as Morning's Breath in the next round, as Morning's Breath is trying to pick up Tobias from the ground, the unicorn is gonna come up and he's gonna load Tobias onto the unicorn and hop up behind him, and they're gonna fucking run back out towards Ayla, where the unicorn just sort of like shuffles them, or shrugs them off, and then wanders off into the woods. So yeah, we know that it's kind of dangerous in there. Oh my god. And I think at that point we're gonna call it. We sort of we know a couple things more about what's going on with the hut. They're probably gonna sit and talk with Ayla a little more to see what she knows about the area. But yeah, we'll see you next time.